The food rescue program is, instead of putting it into the trash, we save the food. We're using and reusing and reducing our impact to the landfill. We're getting food to these kids that are hungry and to our community.
The food rescue program at Sawyer Road is a program that helps to teach kids about where their food comes from, how to handle waste, how to eat healthy, how to give back to their community.
There is no strength in a community that is hungry. There is no strength in waste of food that was already provided to us and is right in our reach. That's why we do food rescue. We are a Title I school, a distinguished Title I school, which means that we have a percentage that qualifies our students for free and reduced breakfast and lunch. Many of these students would otherwise not be getting the same balanced meals that the food service and nutrition department are getting them. What was happening before is you had all this money going into getting the food here for the students, and then it was being just thrown away. So instead of throwing it away, we save the food for second harvest, we make it available to the students again, and then we redistribute it out to different communities and food shelters.
This is important for the kids here at Sawyer Road because we teach them healthy foods to eat, we teach them how to give back to the community, how to reduce the production of landfill waste, and how to take the food that they were given, turn it into compost, how to grow a garden, how to pick your vegetables, how to prepare a meal. And when they learn that, they go home and they teach their families, and their families talk to other families. This is a way to educate small children and to educate their community on a direct level so you can see the result.
We have had this program since 2008, and it's grown. We now have many classrooms. We also have a partnership and collaboration with our food and nutrition department, so we teach wellness. We work with administration to make sure that we have our food safe and certified. We've really worked hard from kindergarten all the way through 5th grade. What are the learning standards that have to happen, and how can the ambassador program feed into it? For example, the kids are using their own compost. It's breaking down. They know what microorganisms are. They know what decomposers are. They know what regions things are supposed to grow. They know sunlight requirements to grow things. And these students are the ones that are learning how to take simple vegetative waste, brown waste, put it into compost, and reuse it in the garden to help their garden grow. And these IB kids are making a difference. My hope for the program is that it becomes a solution globally.
As a volunteer steward for the environment, we come into the school before lunch period. We set up the tables with a compost bin, a food rescue bin, and then we talk to the kids once they come in. What waste goes into the food compost bin? What food can be sent to shelters or people in need? And then we talk to them too about recycling. What on their food tray can they recycle? And we have them just leave it on the table and we pick up the recycling. At the end of their lunch period, we pick up the compost and we pick up the rescue food, put it in coolers and ship it off to where it's needed.
Joseph Storehouse is a ministry of the church that provides an outreach to the community to take and utilize excess foodstuffs, and rather than throwing it into a dumpster, we use it in one of 3 ways. We either give it to the needy public if it's usable for them. We also provide it to farmers for feed, for livestock if it meets that criteria. And then finally, if it's not of any use to that, then we put it into a compost pile. So whatever comes to us gets utilized in one way, shape, or form. We rely on small donations coming from multitudes of organizations. And to us, it doesn't matter how small it is or how large it is.
We have many different shelters and food banks that we get the food to, and when you pull up and you see the lines of the individuals, these are the working poor. These are folks in many cases that have had something hard happen to them in their lives, and they are trying to work 2 or 3 jobs to make a living, to feed their children. In a lot of cases, this food comes just in time.
The idea that all the things that we have can be utilized, and it's just thought that it's just thrown away. There are so many needs in the world today and in the community today, and they can be a part of that, and they can learn that a little bit of giving can go a long way to helping somebody who's in need. And I think that's an important value that we need to pass on to the next generation.
I wanted to get involved because the community is important. We have to help the environment, and we also do food rescue to help people that don't have food. For instance, if someone's house burns down, they go to a shelter and they have nothing to eat. So we do food rescue and take the food and give it to them so they have something to eat.
Well, I wanted to get involved because I really wanted to help the kids and the adults that need help. And well, it's just also really fun.
I think it's important because the food will go to the waste and then it'll get thrown in the trash, and then we don't want that to happen. I do it in school, but then I also do it outside of the school. What I usually do is tell my family is to not throw it away, that we could use it for later.
I think that it's great that we're one of the only schools that does this because it means that our school is important.
The program is very successful. The students love it. They belong to something that exists within, it's in the fabric of what they know. Part of my work now is working with the other schools within Marietta City school systems. So now there's an education continuum started from the IB program, moved up, and our goal is to get into the high school, into the middle schools.
By the community being involved in the school, by volunteering, by helping with the garden, and by the kids putting their food in the food rescue bin, and us taking it to the shelters and giving it to that family in need. And when you give to people like that, they want to give back to you. So it's a cycle. It's what you put into your community to help it grow into a stronger community. This program, it just makes me feel like I'm a part of something bigger.